an excerpt or a part of it. So Mahabharat is the um, sixth kand or sixth parva, as we say in. So Mahabharat has parvas, Ramayana has kandas. So if you hear someone saying that Ramayana be like Sundar Kand, you would have heard. These are different types of kand in Ramayana. But in Mahabharat, there are parva. So one of the parva, that is sixth parva, is the Bhishma parva. So Bhagavad Gita is a part of Bhishma parva, chapters 25 to 42. So I'll call upon all the mathematicians here, inclusive of 25 and 42, how many chapters altogether?
Eighteen chapters.
Perfect. Very nice. Thank you, Tina. So 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita. So chapters 25 to chapter 42 of the Bhishma Parva within Mahabharat. 18 chapters from within Mahabharat. Okay. So 18 chapters, that's the entire Bhagavad Gita. 18 chapters, and each chapter has verses or shlokas. A shloka is something which is sung. Shloka is sung. It is a poem or a poetry. It's not a prose. So shloka is a poetry. That's why if you see Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Gita is derived from the word Gita. Gita means song. So it is the song sung by Krishna Arjun. So that is why it is in shlokas. So it is sung. So as we read Bhagavad Gita's shlokas, you will see that there is a particular meter. Everybody knows what is a meter in music? So meter in music is where you start and you end. That's called a meter. So any song, when you sing, you have this meter, and in that meter you have to finish that first line or the first epithet, as we call, or first stanza, so that it falls into that enclosed area, so that it sounds good. Okay, so all songs are made based on the meter. So when it sounds correctly, then that thing ends and the next meter starts. So there is a different meter to different verses. So when we'll read Bhagavad Gita, you will see that we are singing in a meter. And the pronunciation is also important, because if you say it means a different meaning. Is a different meaning. I'll give you an example. So when you say Krishna, Krishna means a lady. Krishna without a is a male, a gentleman. Okay, Krishna means Krishna himself, the Lord himself. Krishna means a lady who is friend of Krishna. So Krishna is also the name of Draupadi, who was a friend of Krishna, just to give you an example. So the point was that in Sanskrit, when you pronounce and a are important. When to say when to say a. So it goes into that's called the granularity of any language. So Sanskrit has too much granularity and very powerful aesthetics. So if it is aesthetically strong, it can be easily converted into machine level language also. That's why Sanskrit is considered to be very close to a computer language, which a computer can understand. That's why the world is thinking about teaching and learning Sanskrit. In Europe, it's very popular. Japan already has institutions Cambridge, Oxford, they are looking at introducing Sanskrit into their curriculum. Okay, just a brief about it. It was off track, sorry. I'll come back to this. So I'm coming back to Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata, 18 chapters and shlokas. The number of shlokas in Bhagavad Gita are 700. So 700 shlokas spread across 18 chapters. We'll just understand a bit of the epithets of Bhagavad Gita. So the different voices in Bhagavad Gita, different characters who are speaking in Bhagavad Gita. So we have Krishna. So it is not Krishna. Now you know the difference between Krishna and Krishna. So when we address the Lord, we say Krishna. That's how the actual pronunciation is. So Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna, speaks 575 verses. 575 in Hindi, 575 in English, verses or shlokas within Bhagavad Gita. 575 verses are spoken by Lord Sri Krishna. Arjun speaks, and it is not Arjuna, it is Arjun. So the name of the character or the personality is Arjun. Arjun speaks 83 verses or 83, 83. Sanjay, he speaks 41 verses, which has one verse spoken by Duryodhan but elaborated by Sanjay. So that includes that. So Sanjay says that Duryodhan said this. Of course, he says about everyone, but there is one verse by Duryodhan as said, but it is encapsulated by Sanjay. That's why we say Sanjay spoke 41 verses, but Sanjay had 40 verses, one verse by Duryodhan. So you can write whatever or understand whatever. And the last one, last voice is Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra has only one verse spoken in Bhagavad Gita, which is the first verse of Bhagavad Gita, which is spoken by Dhritarashtra. So these were the different voices in the Bhagavad Gita. And we have a few epithets. Now, epithets is nothing but when you are known by other names, or you are addressed by different synonym names. So these are epithets. Arjun is addressed by Krishna and Sanjay by 20 other names in Bhagavad Gita. There are 20 different names which are used as an address to Arjun in Bhagavad Gita. You can raise your hand or you can open and ask me any question if any doubt between our discussion. And Krishna has been addressed by 33 names in Bhagavad Gita. 33 different names. Okay, I'll throw this question to everyone. Since all of you have a little background about Bhagavad Gita, can someone give me two names of Arjun apart from Arjun?
One is Parth.
Parth. Who was that? Who said that?
Yeah, Kapil. Yeah.
Hi, Kapil. So, do you know the background? Why is he known as Parth?
I don't remember exactly, but I knew it before, but I just forgot it.
Okay. Do you know Arjun's mother's name?
Arjun's mother's name? No, I don't.
Anyone knows who was Arjun's mother?
Kunti?
Kunti. Very nice, Monisha. So, other name, Kunti's other name was Pritha. Pritha. was one more name of Kunti. So Pritha's son is Parth.
Mm.
Okay. Pritha's son is Parth. Radha's son is Radheya. Kunti's son is Kaunteya.
Mm.
Vasudev's son is Vasudev. So there are two different names, Vasudev and Vasudev. Vasudev is the father, Vasudev is the son, who's Krishna, and his father was Vasudev. So Vasudev was not Krishna's name, it was his address because he was son of Vasudev. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So Parth was another address of Arjun. Very nicely said, Kapil. And the background is because he was the son of Kunti, whose other name was Pritha. So Pritha's son was addressed as Parth. Thank you, Kapil. What other name anyone can tell? Second name of Arjun?
Another one I remember, I think, is Dhananjay. I read that.
Dhananjay. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what is the background? Or
No,
the
like one of my friend's name was Dhananjay, so he told that it's actually synonym of Arjun.
very nice. Very nice. That's good. That's good. So that does he know the meaning of his name?
No, I didn't get into the details either.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Many of us don't know the meaning of our names. We just know we are called by that. That's all right. So Dhananjay means conqueror of wealth. One who conquers wealth. Dhananjaya. So Dhan is wealth and Jaya is victory. So one who conquers the wealth is called Dhananjaya. So Arjun actually conquered a lot of wealth for Yudhishthir, who was his elder brother. That's why he was called Dhananjay. So that is two names. Very nice. Anyone can tell me? So Kapil told me both the names of Arjun. So anyone else could tell me two different names of Krishna other than Krishna?
Keshav,
Keshav. Who said that?
Kalpesh.
Kalpesh. Very good. Thank you. So one name is
And
Keshav. Sorry?
Ranchota.
Madhav.
Okay, we
Madhav.
got Madhav. Madhav. Who said
Madhav, yeah.
Madhav? Yeah, Tina and Trupti said Madhav, which is correct.
And
And yes,
Ranchod Das.
Ranchod. Yes, Ranchod.
Das.
Ranchod Das is not his name.
There's
His
a
name is
Ranchod.
Ranchod. Yeah.
Ranchod.
Ranchod Das means the one who is a servant of Ranchod.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
Amir Khan. Huh?
Sorry?
That's
There was
Amir
a movie. Yes, there was a
Khan.
movie in which there was his name.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ranchod Das, which means the servant of Lord Shri Krishna. It's a very nice name.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Kana.
Kanha. Kanha was the name, the address which
Yeah.
Yashoda Maya used to call
Yes,
Krishna
Kana.
by
Okay.
with love. Okay, so these are different names of
Mhm.
Krishna. So he will be called by 33 different names in Bhagavad Gita. Arjun will be addressed by 20 other names. So these are the epithets. Okay.
Okay.
Another important aspect of Bhagavad Gita, it is also known as Yoga Shastra.
Mm.
Bhagavad Gita is also known as Yoga Shastra. Anyone knows the meaning of yoga?
Yoga is, I think,
Yog means sum, like addition of two numbers is yog.
Okay.
Is that it?
Addition of two numbers is
Yeah, I mean
yoga.
it's like addition or summation of something. Yog.
balance
Summation.
mind and body.
Sorry, who said that?
Naisha.
Yes.
Balancing mind and body, is it?
Balancing mind and body. Okay. Okay. Anyone else wants to try? Monisha, do you want to try? Or Vikas, do you want to try?
No, actually, we don't know.
Okay.
Maybe kind of an exercise, you can say.
Exercise. Okay. So basically, uh, we overlap these two things. So yoga is one and asana is another.
Is
Mm.
it
So
Dhyan? Yog means
no. So generally what we do is we think that yoga and asana is the same. So asana is the exercise and yoga is something different. So you are correct that we think of asanas as yoga, but uh, apparently they are two different things. Okay.
Is
Yes.
it the way of life?
The
How to
way
live
of
your life?
life. Way of life. The way of life. Mm, the way of life would be ashrama. So the way of life you live is an ashrama. So you may be a brahmachari, the way of life, grahastha, maybe varna ashrama, or you'll be sannyasa. So the way of life is ashrama. Yes. Anyone else wants to try? Okay. So yoga,
Jordan.
actual meaning, definition is to connect. Yoga means to connect. Yoga comes from the Sanskrit word which is yujna, just to connect. Connection is yujna. So yujna the yoga derives from yujna. So it is connection. And yoga, that particular word, yoga, has been used 78 times in Bhagavad Gita. Direct yoga. And it is used in 15 chapters. And how many total chapters are there in Bhagavad Gita? Anyone?
18.
18. So from all the 18 chapters, among all the 18 chapters, 15 chapters contain the word yoga 78 times, including variants. There are some variants like yogi, which is 28 times. And then there is yukta, which is used 49 times, which is also a variant of yoga. And yukta appears 155 times. So 20% of Bhagavad Gita's verses have the word yoga or its related form. So that is why it is also called as Yoga Shastra. Okay, now with the characters of Bhagavad Gita, we can take each character, the voices in Bhagavad Gita, and discuss in detail about that particular character so that you know the background and the understanding about that character. We can go one by one each character and you can tell me which one would you like to start up with first, and then the second, third, fourth, and fifth. I'm thinking that every week to start with, just the introduction of the different voices within Bhagavad Gita, we can understand the background about each and every character and ask questions about it so that there is a lot of clarity about the different characters. And when they start speaking, you can know where they are coming from. Where is that thought process coming from? What is the motivation behind their speech? Do you think it's a good idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing about the characters will be good actually.
Yeah.
So in the end, we can join the dots.
Yes. So that is called the two ways of reading any scripture. So there is something called as analysis, or any text for that matter. Analysis, where you break everything into different aspects, and then it is synthesis, where you join everything what you have broken. So if someone is discussing or talking, if you see that if someone starts talking about the subject matter, for example, if someone starts saying that, okay, in cricket, there are possibilities that the next World Cup will be won by India, then he goes to the next topic that there is a lot of problems within India with respect to their medical situation and due to this COVID and the pandemic issues. Then third thing is there are chances that there might be a third world war. And then the fourth one, which says that there is a lot of problems with oil reserves or whatnot, these things. And then at the end, he just stops. So that discussion or talk becomes like a news if you cannot connect everything. It's a news reading, so you will end up just listening to all those different aspects. So when we discuss, we have to see that when we are analyzing everything, we are bringing them back and connecting all the dots and synthesizing them. So if we are able to connect them all, which is Bhagavad Gita is all about, that we read all the different chapters and the different characters and connect them all together so that we can use them in our lives, then it becomes something interesting. Otherwise, it becomes it's like a news. You just hear, and that's about it. Does it make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So with the characters, which ones would you like to start with, and what sequence would you like to discuss?
Okay. Can I just say something here?
Okay.
Uh, uh, I would like to start or talk about Duryodhan, because in
Duryodhan.
all
Okay.
the serials and whatever we know about him, he's portrayed as a very bad guy, like a
Mhm,
villain
mhm,
of that time. But
mhm.
actually, he was one of the most loved.
That you can conclude after understanding and different aspects of Duryodhan. See,
Okay.
we cannot conclude what is right or wrong. We cannot conclude what is yes or no. We cannot conclude what is black or white. It is everyone's thought process. I will leave it all to you. Basically, our idea is to discuss here, to make it interactive, and discuss and put your points forward. But whether he is good or whether he is bad, whether he is right or whether he is wrong, it's completely your perception.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yep. He would be my first choice, though.
Okay, so that is one vote for Duryodhan. Okay, I'd like to know more about Duryodhan. Okay, anyone
Um,
else? Yeah.
okay,
Y-
that character, does that include Shri Krishna as well, or
Yeah. So there are 5 characters altogether, 5 voices in Bhagavad Gita as we discussed. So we
Mhm.
have Krishna, Arjun, Dhritarashtra, Sanjay, and Duryodhan. 5 voices. So we will
my
I'll
go, yeah,
Sanjay.
we will go every week, we'll go one person each.
okay, I would like to start with Krishna. That's my
Okay.
vote.
Okay. So 1 vote for Krishna, 1 vote for Duryodhan. All right.
Myself, Sanjay.
Hi, Sanjay.
No, no.
I
My vote for Sanjay. Prashant.
Oh, who is that? Sorry.
Prashant. Prashant.
Prashant. Yes, Prashant. Okay. So Sanjay, I'll put a note here. Okay. So I have Prashant for Sanjay, Sanjay, Naisha for Krishna, Kalpesh for Duryodhan.
I would like to go for Arjun. I would like to know more about him, his situation.
Okay. Tina wants discussion on Arjun. Okay. Yes. Rishi.
Prabhuji, I think because you just mentioned that Sri Krishna ji has 575 out of the 700 shlokas.
Yep.
So, priority wise, I would like to go with him first.
Okay. Krishna. Okay.
Yeah, Prabhuji, Kapil here. I'd
Yes,
prefer
Kapil.
that let's go by shortest one first so that we can wrap up and then move towards the longest one. So
Okay.
it's, if
So
the shortest one was Duryodhan, let's start with Duryodhan Sanjay and go with
okay.
longer Krishna in the end maybe. Because if we start
Okay. So
with Krishna,
Duryodhan,
we
we
will
have
never
2 votes. Okay. Thanks, Kapil. All right. Anyone else?
Yes, I also want to go with Duryodhan.
Okay. That is Rohan, or is it Vikas?
No, this is Amit.
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 Okay. Hi, Amit. Where are you?
It is on the right bottom corner.
Right, but I like that.
Actually, I am from India.
Yeah, that's okay, Amit. But what I'm saying is that I can't see you here. Are you able to start your video?
Yeah. Yes, I'm listening. You also. I'm watching you carefully.
Okay, but I can't see you.
There might be some problem with my.
Okay, Amit. So fortunately, I can't see you, mate. So I'll put Amit here. And what's your preference?
Duryodhan.
Duryodhan. Okay, Duryodhan. Okay. Anyone else? Trupti?
For me, any character would be okay. Whichever
Okay.
you start first, I'm okay.
Okay. So Trupti is anyone? No problem. Okay. Do we
Hi.
have Rohan? Yes, Rohan.
Yeah, we would like to go with Duryodhan as well. As
Duryodhan.
Kapil said, probably keep more time for the others as they progress through as we progress through the sessions.
Sure. And Smita also thinks Duryodhan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
and we would also like to go Duryodhan.
Okay. Cool. So Vikas and Manisha?
Yeah, and our son Tarush, he wants to go with Duryodhan.
Hi, Tarush. How are you?
Say hello.
No problem. I noted down your preference, Duryodhan. So I think we have quite a few votes for Duryodhan. So we'll start with Duryodhan next week. So second preference I see is Krishna. Anyone else whom I have missed asking? Yeah, Amit, is that you on the video now? On top?
With the
This is
glasses.
With the
Amit. This is
glasses?
Amit. Yes.
Yeah, hi Amit. Nice to meet you, mate.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes. Nice to meet you.
Okay, so the number one was Duryodhan. Second was Krishna. Third was Arjun. Fourth was Sanjay. Fifth was Dhritarashtra. Okay, we will follow that sequence. Is it okay?
Yeah.
First is Duryodhan. Second is Krishna, Arjun, Sanjay, Dhritarashtra. So Duryodhan is a very interesting character. We will discuss about him later. Just a brief. So he was son of Dhritarashtra. Okay. And he was a nephew of a very interesting character in Mahabharata. His name was
Shakuni.
Shakuni. Yes, Shakuni. So when we talk about Duryodhan, there will be link with Shakuni. So you will understand Shakuni's character also. It will be very interesting actually. So we may not be able to discuss everything within an hour. There are quite a few things about Duryodhan and Shakuni. And something which there may be a lot of things which Bihar Chopra would have not shown you and are there in Mahabharata. So we'll refer to, because Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita has 700 verses. Mahabharata has 100,000 verses. 1 lakh. Okay, so you can imagine the mammoth Grantha, Mahabharata. It cannot be covered within 92 episodes. It's not possible. So there has been manipulation and amendments. Okay. All right. So we will discuss about Duryodhan and his close ones like Shakuni and Dushasana, who was his brother as well. So that might take next week as well as the week after. All right. So I'll stop speaking here and I'll leave the platform open for all of you for any comments or questions.
Just out of curiosity, is it possible for us, I mean, for you, if you have time, to give a bit more gist on Duryodhan like today? I know it's
Oh,
4 o'clock.
okay. Okay,
Yeah, if
briefly. Okay, I'll give you
briefly,
some
yeah.
brief. Anyone else wants to know if he has time? If they have
Yes.
time?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Just a brief about Duryodhan. I will ask you questions, and I'll see if anyone would like to comment. How many brothers did Duryodhan have?
99.
99.
99. Very good. There was Smita, right? Or was Monisha?
Manisha.
Manisha. Thank you, Manisha. 99 brothers. And how many sisters did he have?
One.
One sister.
Very good. Very good. Who was that?
Dushala.
Who said that answer? Manisha again.
Amit.
Amit. Thank you. Thank you. Good. Yes, that is correct. Okay. What was the name of Duryodhan's mother?
Gandhari.
Gandhari.
Gandhari. And what was the name of Gandhari's brother?
Shakuni.
Shakuni. How many brothers and sisters did Shakuni have?
Only
I
one
think three.
brother. One sister, I think.
Okay.
Three.
So we'll discuss about this next week. I'll keep this thing in your mind. Think about it. Okay.
Three.
Very interesting. It's a very interesting story of Shakuni. You will be amazed. Okay. And who was the father of Duryodhan?
Dhritarashtra.
Dhritarashtra. How many brothers did Dhritarashtra have?
Two.
One.
Two.
Okay. Who says two?
Oh, yeah, two, right, two.
Who says two and who says one?
No, two.
Amit says two and Monisha says one.
No, two. Vidur and Pandu.
Vidur and Pandu.
Yeah.
Vidur and Pandu. Were they his real brothers?
No.
No, step
One was step.
One was step. Second was real.
Both of them were step brothers.
Both of them were step. Did they have the same father or different fathers and different mothers?
Same father, different mothers.
Who was the father?
Vyasmuni.
Yeah.
Very nice, Kalpesh. And who was the mother of Dhritarashtra?
Ambika.
Very nice. Who was the mother of the second brother of Dhritarashtra? Who was
Ambalika.
Pandu? Ambalika. And what was the name of the third
Amba.
No.
brother?
Amba.
No.
Was it Amba?
No.
She was a maid, I know.
What was her name? Okay, for you to find out. Research. Okay, who was Vidur? Vidur was the son of?
Maid, I think. That's that girl.
Okay,
So, yeah.
okay. All right, good. Okay, something more about Duryodhan. Was he a very good king or a very bad king?
He was not a king.
He was not a king. Okay. What was he?
He
Prince.
was son of a king.
He was a son of a king. Okay. Was he considered as a king?
No.
Yes.
Who says yes? Why do you say yes, Rishi?
Because see, he was the what you say Uttaradhikari or next to be crowned.
Was he the Uttaradhikari?
As far as Dhritarashtra was a king, so he was the eldest son.
Okay.
So he was, yes.
Is that your thought or is it what the Mahabharata says?
But also in the Mahabharata, there were so many kings who were supporting him on his side, which was because that also goes to say that they thought he was a good king, or those who were supporting him, and there were a lot of them who were supporting him, and they thought that he is the next king. That is my thought.
Okay, that is your thought. Yeah,
Yes.
I like that statement. Yes, good. Okay, so because many kings were supporting him. Okay, that's one thing. So you think that he was a king because many people are supporting him?
No, that is the answer. That whether he was liked, yes, he was liked by because he was supported by many kings, and also he was considered to be the king because yes, a lot of people were supporting
Considering.
him.
Okay,
Considering
many
that
people
he's-
were thinking that he will become a king. Okay,
Yes.
okay, I see where you're coming from. All right.
In fact, he had a bigger army than Pandava. So obviously, he had support of more kingdoms than Pandava. That's my judgment.
Hang on. 1 second. So he had bigger army than Pandavas. Pandavas had what? Army?
So no. So basically, what how I'm coming to conclusion is that Kauravas, they had more army, like or more kings from different places supporting him.
No. Let's not forget. Let's not get there.
Hmm.
Let's not get into the war at the moment. The question is, was he a good king
Okay,
or a
fine.
prince or a crowned prince, whatever?
I think
What
he
was
was
he, and was he good?
he was a prince.
He was a
Uh,
prince. He was not a
yeah,
king.
he was
Okay.
not a king.
Okay.
But he was like well supported and loved by many of his people from kingdom as well as from his friend. Even Karna, for example, even when Karna knew that he's a eldest of Pandavas, but he still decided to fight against Pandavas. So Duryodhana was so good at making friendship, and politically he was so strong that even someone like Karna fought with him, fought on his
That
side.
is no. That is your you know what I call good thoughts about Duryodhan. That is okay. But what I'm saying is Mahabharat, as per Mahabharat, if you have any idea as to whether, based on Mahabharat, whether Duryodhan was a good prince or a good king or whatever. Was he a good person or a good
No.
king?
I don't know
No.
about as per
No.
Mahabharata. I don't know.
Okay, as
No,
per
he
Mahabharata, you
wasn't.
don't know. Yeah. So your
Duryodhan was.
perception base, your perception, your thought process would be based on the TV series, as I understand, of course, and then it would be based on what you have heard.
Yeah.
That is okay. But
Hmm.
what are your real understanding, if you have read properly somewhere, or if you have consulted someone, or even if you have seen some real what you call sources somewhere to find out about Duryodhan.
Are you asking my view? I can give.
No,
Uh,
not your view, not your
okay.
view, not your view. uh, your view could be based on the actual source, uh, but the source that he had more army than this, that is very long debate. So if we go there, who had bigger army, and then that is at the time of war. But this is, I'm talking when there was no war, when there were everyone living in one city. Okay, which city was he living in? Next question.
Indraprasth?
Hastinapur.
Sorry.
Hastinapur.
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 Okay,
Yes.
okay, Hastinapur. All right. So in Hastinapur, was he considered to be a good person, a good man, a good prince, or a bad prince, or a bad man?
He was, I think, more a pampered prince. He doesn't,
Pampered prince.
yeah,
Okay, that
doesn't
is
have.
so. That is from his parents' perspective. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
What about the subjects, the praja?
Raja, okay.
I think Praja loved Yudhishthir more than anyone
They
else.
loved Yudhishthir more. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Just to give you the understanding, he was very good with the praja.
Hmm.
You mean
The
Duryodhan?
praja was really very happy with Duryodhan. There was no problem.
Okay.
Just to give you an understanding. Although they wanted Yudhishthir to be the prince, but the praja was not unhappy with Duryodhan. He was not killing anyone. He was not torturing anyone. He was not bad with the praja. So a person, I mean, when we talk about someone, we have to see whom he is dealing with and who's happy, who's not. So there are many uh, aspects to it. We can't just say that he's good, he's bad, just by the sake of it, with our own understanding. He may be good to praja, but he was not good with Pandavas.
Hmm.
Okay, so that was one of his aspects. And the other thing, he had a lot of ego, ahankar. He didn't want anyone to be on top of him. That's what is explained in the Shastras. In the Mahabharata, it's explained that he didn't want anyone on top of it. Duryodhan didn't even want anyone to carry an umbrella when it was raining or it was real bright sunlight, because he didn't even want an umbrella on top of him. That was Duryodhan. No one can be on top of me. That was nature of Duryodhan. So people may be good to their subjects, but only if the people are their subjects. if they try to become their peers, then they are different. Have you experienced this?
In corporate world, yes.
Well said, you said. Like, it was so confusing earlier. But now it's like I was very confused whether they are good or bad, but now I got it like it's just a peer side or junior side.
And if someone tries to become their boss,
Yeah. Or giving advice.
you can imagine. So no one is good or bad in this world. You have to understand the motivation of the person. What is the motivation of that person behind being good or behind being bad?
Anil, can you please repeat that statement? People are good to their subject only if they are their subject, right?
Yes, many people, I'm not saying all,
Okay.
but I'm saying some people are good, are very good to their
Mhm.
subjects only if the people are their subjects or their
Um,
subordinates. But if those subordinates or the subject tries to become his peer or try to come on over the top of his position, then they may not be the same person.
Mhm.
Okay. So I have heard people saying that यार पहले तो ये बहुत अच्छा था, ये बदल गया आदमी. बदला कोई नहीं है. It's the nature. It's the motivation which drives it, which changes people. Okay. Of course we change. Of course we change. We change every day, every second. We do change. The whole material world changes. But this was the character of Duryodhan. Okay, this is just a brief about him, but we will discuss in detail next week. All right. Any other questions or comments you have about what we discussed today? Anything on that? Epithets, chapters, verses, Bhagavad Gita, yoga, names.
Um, Not at the. I don't have any questions.
Okay. Anyone else who has any questions or thoughts?
Or can we like go another 10 minutes or something like that, if it's possible, or is it?
Yeah, we can. We can definitely. I mean, if you,
yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
can leave if you all are continuing. Can I leave, Anil?
Yeah, please, Trupti. No, by all means, no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we will be
Okay,
just going in a round of comments and discussions. That's fine. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
nothing
Thank you
new.
so much. Yeah,
Okay,
thanks for
thank you.
the
Bye.
today's amazing session. It was really too good and informative.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for joining
yeah,
us, Trupti. Bye for now.
yeah. Bye, bye, everyone. Bye, Hare Krishna.
Bye
Hare
bye.
Krishna. Okay, so yeah, Shakuni. Okay, I'll give you the answer if you have. Shakuni had 99 brothers.
Oh.
Yeah, so they were all 100 as well. So 100 was not only the sons of Dhritarashtra. It's a legacy coming.
But
It's a part of the family.
Prabhuji, there was a war between Shakuni and or fight between Shakuni and.
Yeah, we will talk about it, about Shakuni, when we discuss about Shakuni.
Okay.
Yeah. There is a
All right.
background to that.
Okay, okay.
So you see, when we say that Shakuni and Duryodhan were friends, Shakuni was a Hiteshi, a well-wisher for Duryodhan. You may be right, as you see it. But what was the motivation of Shakuni supporting Duryodhan? You need to see that angle also. What would he get by supporting Duryodhan? You have to understand that also. That question should arise. Why was he supporting?
He was supporting because he uh, earlier he didn't want his sister to marry a blind person,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and
Too much.
he opposed the marriage. He wasn't
Mm-hmm.
very happy when they were getting married.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he came to destroy Hastinapur or something. That was the
He
aim.
okay. Okay. He came to destroy Hastinapur. After marriage or before marriage?
After marriage.
After marriage. Okay. Okay. We'll discuss about it in detail. So I'll just give you a hint. It was not after marriage. It was before marriage.
Oh, then okay.
Yeah.
Then why? Okay,
Yeah.
before marriage. Okay, so maybe
Yeah.
so not his sister was the reason. I thought he loved his sister more. Maybe I
Yeah.
was thinking like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loved his sister.
Hmm.
He loved his sister. But his sister was very pativrata. When she got married, she was completely surrendered actually to Dhritarashtra. She even tied
No,
her
yeah,
eyes, with
blindfold. Yeah.
a band so that she blindfolded herself
Mm-hmm.
so that she can't see. She just wanted to experience the same as her husband, which was a very, very, very difficult thing to do. And she actually received a lot of powers in her in that meditation of hers, in that tapasya of hers, which apparently was used later over Duryodhan. We'll talk about that also when we talk about Duryodhan. Okay. How many sons did Duryodhan have?
Two.
Who was the wife of Duryodhan?
In one of the movie I've seen, she's called Lavangi.
Okay. So you find out. Maybe you can see some, kind of sources. I will give you some sources as well of Mahabharat. I'll send you over the WhatsApp link, but this is all in Sanskrit, actual Mahabharat. But we will discuss all these things. Yeah, I'm just giving a kind of a little bit of taste for all this. We'll do everything in detail. What else about Duryodhan? Duryodhan had a very good friend, you know,
Karna.
Karna. Karna was his dearest friend. And Karna was a Pandav, right?
Yes.
He was the brother, the eldest brother of the Pandavas. Yeah, yeah. Did Duryodhan know that he was a Pandav?
No, he didn't.
Okay, I'll leave that to you to find out.
He was Karan. Yeah, I think he knew later on.
He knew later on. Okay.
Yeah, but that time he decided not to.
Okay, who was the father of Pandavas?
Pandu.
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 Pandu, yeah, Maharaj Pandu.
Was it the real father of Pandavas?
Now, their father was Agni, Vayu.
The elements, yeah, the
Who was
god.
the father of Arjun?
Indra.
Indra. Very good. Who answered that, Monisha?
Yeah.
Very nice. Who was the father of Yudhishthir?
Uh, Yama.
Yes,
Lord Yama.
Yamraj. Yamraj or
Yamaraj.
Dharmaraj. Yes, correct. And who was the father of Bhima?
Why?
Vayu.
Vayu. And who was the brother of Bhima?
Nakul
Hanuman.
said it.
Very
Nakul.
nice. Who said Hanuman?
Manisha and Tarush.
Very nice one. Tarush. Tarush said Hanuman. Wonderful.
Yeah, very nice.
Why?
Yeah. So Vayu was the father of Bhima and Vayu was the father of Hanuman. So they both were brothers.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They had that relationship. Who was the father of Karna?
Surya?
Surya.
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 Yes. That's why Surya Putra Karna. Very good. And who was the father of Nakul and Sahadev?
Ashwini Kumar. They were the.
No, that was actually Pandu.
Yes, it says Ashwini Kumar.
Father of Nakul and Sahadev was Pandu. And who was their mother?
Madri.
Madri.
Madri. Correct. Madri. Okay, good. That was a nice interactive rapid fire. All right. So we'll end our discussion here and we'll continue next week and discuss about Duryodhan more. please find out, and read about Duryodhan whenever you can. I'll send you the link as well, Mahabharat. And thank you for joining. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare
Thank
Hare
you so
Krishna.
much. It was a lovely
Bye.
session.
Bye.
See you all next
Thanks.
week.
See
Bye.
you.
See you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.